Fruit South Africa has given itself permission to pause and truly appreciate the significance of the milestone of our 10th anniversary. In the humdrum of everyday life, we often forget to celebrate ourselves. We've eaten too many bags of salt together as an industry and as partners to just let this one go by without a bit of fanfare. On our social media platforms, Twitter and Facebook, we've highlighted through storytelling key snippets of the Fruit South Africa journey in the lead up to this event. In one of our videos, we asked the rhetorical question, who do we thank? To illustrate that success and milestones such as this one are hardly ever due to the efforts of a single individual. We could go as far back as the 1800s, when South African fruit was exported experimentally for the first time. But for today, we'll keep it at the people in this room and the entities that they represent. So I'd like to express sincere gratitude for my colleagues, or to my colleagues, our industry stakeholders, government, and everyone else who has contributed to varying degrees to the Fruit South Africa journey culminating in this milestone. As an umbrella body, Fruit South Africa serves as a mouthpiece at government level, keeping abreast of pertinent industry issues within the global context. This enables us to then serve as an active liaison and facilitator between industry and government, articulating these issues to government in context, along with viable negotiation strategies. In the increasingly competitive global fresh produce trade landscape, South Africa is up against other Southern Hemisphere countries who are equally determined to get their fruit into targeted Northern Hemisphere markets, and more recently, to the East. With 60% of our fruit shipped to more than 100 countries around the world, export is where the fruit industry of South Africa has a vested interest. The industry currently supplies nearly 325,000 on-farm jobs, which makes it possible for our world-class fruit to land up in kitchens around the world, proudly spreading the South African fruit footprint, one set of taste buds at a time. Exports have enabled the fruit industry to inject value of more than 63 billion rand into the South African economy. I think you'd agree, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests, that this is hardly pocket change. When I first joined Fruit South Africa in 2019, I remember being so inspired by what the industry had already achieved and how bravely role players were navigating current challenges. But at the same time, I felt like I'd come home, where I would be able to contribute meaningfully to a shared vision. But even for an optimist like me, it's clear that the road ahead is not going to be an easy ride. Globally, goalposts are shifting, and the fresh produce landscape is changing fast, making it increasingly difficult to keep up. Concerns regarding this phenomenon are echoed by many fruit industries around the world. Proof that we are essentially more similar than we are different. One would think that this reality would spur a propensity for increased collaboration among policy makers, but instead, actions driven by self-gain are rampant. So what do we do as an industry? I say we continue to stick to the basics of driving research and development, producing world-class fruit, and strengthening ties with government to ensure we are backed by watertight trade agreements. This will give us an edge on market retention and access in targeted export destinations.
We've got an objective within Fruit South Africa, and that is to reach 30% of our value chain as being transformed by 2038. Where are we now? 2023. The area under fruit production by black growers is 8%. They produce 7.6% of our volumes. We must remember that many of these comes from new orchards, new cultivars, so that percentage will grow. And as I said, there's the plans at the commodity level to increase that production base, but also in the value chain, pack houses, cold stores, and as indicated on the board, 18 of the 84 export companies that have been surveyed have some form of black ownership. And what we also see in our industries, in our export companies, middle management, there's lots of stars coming through, and I can guarantee you that in the next generation, there will be new faces, new energy. Equities are as important as part of the solution going forward. And we've got a lot of commercial farmers that's committed and invested in this. Transformation is a process. It's not an event or events. At Fruit South Africa, we believe it must be sustainable, it must be impactful, and it must be meaningful over a period of time.